Also, I think more than anything, the tourism helps us in a way that they make it accommodating for us economically, even infrastructure-wise, so much that you feel like coming back. It's so easy to shoot. There are these terms we use in filmmaking, shooting friendly. Kya ye jagah shooting friendly hai? You know, that will people distract you from there? Will the law and order be a problem? Will the environment be the problem in any way? But I think Singapore is apt in that sense. The weather report is always bang on. अगर बारिश होती है, you come to know बारिश इधर से इतने टाइम चलेगी और बंद भी यही टाइम को होगी. So we were all well prepared because of that.
Perfect. And Mr. Jagdish, I want to ask you your experience of shooting, you know, Alia shooting at the Silk Air Training Center. Can you tell us some stories or your memories?
I didn't go for the shoot, but you know, the facility on its own, it's really a sacred facility. We do not allow anybody to see what's happening behind the scenes. I think that's what we would see on screen as well coming up now. But as Alia mentioned, you know, it's tough to get into the role. We do see the crew playing out on board when we are there, but when you experience it, what goes behind the training and how do they take care of us on board, it's really fantastic and amazing to experience that.
If I could just add on two things about Shashank and Varun and Alia. So one, when I met Apurva and Shashank for the very first discussion, one of the key takeaways and why we try to cut short the 45 days or 50 days of processing time and really make it, and in Singapore we call it chong. Chong means really working very hard, was the passion with which you guys talked about the story and what Badri and Vaidehi's journey is going to be in the second half of the movie or in the way that Singapore is going to be portrayed. So that's one. So Apurva and Shashank. And the second part is about Varun and Alia. When we met them in Singapore for the final, after the conclusion of the movie, I think we were finishing it up, and we had a dinner. Yeah. And they were very tired, right? It was a long shoot. You guys were very tired. But I liked the way that, and it was quite late in the night, but they were still very passionate about talking about Singapore. They did a sort of a spill about how it was. So I was very, very energized by the fact that both Apurva, Shashank, when we were talking about story, and Varun and Alia, when you guys were doing the shoot in Singapore, how you seem to convey the right positive energy that seems to be part of the story as well as the Singapore experiences.
You know, we haven't really emphasized enough about this, but a big part of the film is in Singapore, primarily the second half of the film. And
just let it go.
We're standing next to a board called Singapore. I mean,
but we mentioned how much ever
they know we've not gone to Las Vegas.
Don't know, it's okay. Just give them the conflict point. Mic le lo.
Alia is on that poster. I still feel that's you.
Well, I'm at this point going to request Mr. Pura Mehta to join us on stage as well, sir, if you may please. Fantastic. Welcome.
With Jagdish and place in the center. Please take the mics away, guys.
Sure. So we're going to do the photo op a little later. Yes, for sure. Yes. But now that I have Mr. Purva with me on stage, sir, I want to ask you that when you heard the script and, you know, before the film even got into making, what made you narrow down on Singapore? What made you give that go-ahead and said, yes, this is the place?
You know, I think Singapore, I mean, if you see the story, you'll probably understand much more, but I don't want to reveal the plot line. But essentially, Singapore is really an amazing example of a land of immigrants where people have come and really made their life. And I think that's what it stands for, essentially, that people from all across the world have come there and made it their own, and it's a prospering country and probably recognized as one of the best places to live in. So I think it kind of encapsulates all the values that we want to portray in our film for Vaidehi as a character. So I think once you see the film, you really get the connection very well.
Perfect. Can't wait to watch it, ladies and gentlemen. It's confirmed that Bollywood has, in fact, an endless affair with Singapore, which brings me to our next video, which is actually going to give us a glimpse of the BKD mega release, ladies
We
and
actually
gentlemen.
haven't
Let's take a
seen
quick-
this ourselves, so we're going to go and try and
Sure.
sit down and watch it.